We've just been to Maison Son Caliu, which is now Son Caliu Palmanova, but it's a great place. If you're staying in Palmanova, it's a great place to go for a menu del dia. €13.50 and you get a really good 3-course meal. And have you enjoyed your meal? Yeah!
What did you have?
What did you eat?
Spaghetti.
You had spaghetti, didn't you? We've had a fantastic meal. We've been with our friends Yvonne and Adolfo, and on another occasion I'll show you exactly what we've eaten. I've got my Mallorca. Well, it was actually a really good lunch there at Maison Son Caliu. For a time it was called Al Carbon, and I think we went once there and we were not so impressed. It's gone back to the way it was, and it's only a really short walk from Palmanova, and you get a fantastic 3-course meal with a bottle of wine, gaseosa, and really great value for money. €13.50. You can't go wrong for that, can you? You don't need a taxi. It's a nice little walk. We're just walking back into Palmanova because Serena wants to get some gifts. She's going back soon. She's going back on Sunday. So Serena and the 2 little grandchildren, Savannah and Luna, be returning to England, but they're coming back. The good news is they're coming back. They booked to come back for Easter, so we'll be able to see them then. Not only will we have them, but we will also have 3 more grandchildren coming over from England. Laura, our eldest daughter, is coming with her 3 boys, so Easter's going to be pretty busy. The good news is I'm on holiday. It's half term, and perhaps you know that I break up a little bit earlier than anybody else because I have the Friday afternoon off, and our students will be breaking up in 10 minutes time. Just looking at my watch, school here finishes for me normally at 4:10. And at 4:10 the children will be going on their half-term holiday. In front of us here, S. Gerardo is sort of the UK equivalent of a youth club. It's for young people. I've never actually been in, probably because I'm not a young person, but Serena tells me she went in when she used to live here, and they've got different areas which are great for young people, so teenagers can go there, and they've got a safe environment in which to relax and have a good time. So one up for Calvia. That is one of the things that the Calvia County Council provides here for the young people. We're just coming up to the petrol station. We're walking into Palmanova now, and that just brings to mind, I read in the paper today that Mallorca has got some of the most expensive petrol in Spain. It's about 10 cents or so per litre more expensive than it is on the mainland. When we buy our petrol, we usually go to the supermarket, the hypermarket Carrefour, and they offer quite a good discount. They don't actually give you the money off, they actually send you a check. So Anita receives a check every few months for the money that we've saved on our petrol. I think it's 8% actually, so it's quite significant. So every month all the money we've paid on petrol and anything we've spent in the Carrefour supermarket gets sent to us as a check, and the check obviously you've got to spend in Carrefour. And Anita usually buys, guess what? Yeah, you guessed, she buys a bottle of wine, or 2, or 3, maybe even more, I don't know. She never tells me, but our wine cellar, which isn't actually a cellar, we've got a pantry at our house, and we always seem to be well stocked with wine, and that's Anita picking up bottles of wine here and there. And so yeah, so shopping at the right places does pay its dividends. We're just coming up to El Cruce, If you haven't seen our video of El Cruce, it was just a couple of weeks ago, and El Cruce do a Menú del Dia. We've never had the Menú del Dia, so I can't comment on that, but they do a paella, and we had the blind paella. That's the paella without all the bits, so without all the shells and bones. You can just eat everything, and we always find it really good. So it's one of the places Serena always likes to go to, El Cruce, and that's really only about 200 meters or so from the Palmanova roundabout. If you like paella, I do recommend it, but they said to us on the day they only do it on a Sunday. We went on a Friday, and with our persuasive skills we managed to persuade them to do us a paella on a Friday. There's a lot of birds making a lot of noise. At the moment we've got the migration of the starlings, and we've seen fantastic murmurations flying over the. I've not managed to get a video of them, but there's a tree here, and it's got about a dozen or less than a dozen, and they're making an awful lot of noise. You can imagine when there's tens of thousands of them, as there are in these murmurations, the noise they must be making. And they fly from one side of the island to another side of the island. They nest for the evening, and then they must move on for the next day. I don't know what happens, and I'm not sure how these migrations work, but at this time of the year, the sights you see in the sky are quite amazing. Well, Serena's just caught up with me, and she's just reminding me that just up the road there is where we used to go and take the children. So starting with Lara, Adam even, and then Serena used to go and do their ballet lessons with Gary Williams. And we're now just going to walk down a little bit further into Palmanova. On the right hand side there's just a little bit further down, there's actually a school, a state school. I think all the children will have gone home by now from that school. And we're just going to head a little bit into Palmanova. On the other side there is actually a walkway, and it is quite safe to walk here. And as of yesterday, we no longer need to wear a mask. So for those of you who are coming on holiday from now on, if you're walking in the streets, no masks are required. And the big news is, and a little bit of a surprise to many people, that from tomorrow, Saturday the 12th, you won't need to use your COVID passport to go into a restaurant or a bar. Up until now, to go into a restaurant or a bar, you've needed to show your COVID passport, which shows you've had all the vaccinations or tests that are required. But as of tomorrow, 12th of February, you don't need that anymore. Makes you wonder why they've started that, but well, the season's actually started. I'm not sure what the official date is for the start of the season, but as of next week, lots and lots of German flights are going to be coming in to Mallorca. There's going to be a lot of German tourists, probably not in Palmanova, probably not in Magaluf, but if you go to Pagera, maybe next week we need to go and have a look to see what's happening in Pagera, or onto the Playa de Palma, which is the Arenal side of Palma. I'm thinking we're going to see rather a lot of German tourists. So the season is started. If you look on Calvi notice board on Facebook, Philip Blackburn's doing a great job. He's sort of sorting out all of the hotels when they're opening, and Some of them are opening in the next few days. They're starting their season very early. Many of them are opening in March, and then April is when Easter starts, and a lot more hotels are opening in April. So over the next few weeks we're going to start to see a lot more tourists here. Great news for the island, great news for the economy, and hopefully Mallorca will start to pick up. It's looking to be a great season, approaching, if not equal to, 2019, which is pre-pandemic. I was looking on TripAdvisor before I came out. TripAdvisor says #1 destination, Mallorca, and I'll vote for that one. We're just going to go into a shop here now. It's a Chinese shop. Serena's going to be looking for some things to take back with her, and we'll catch up with you in a few moments. If you're looking for gifts and you're staying in Palmanova, and just outside Palmanova it's a Chinese shop. It's how we refer to them. They sell goods that have been imported from China, and really cheap things. And Anita's found a few things, but Serena's found a few things as well to take back, and they're indicative of Mallorca. So she's bought some sort of flower things that you put in your hair for some young children, and some other little gifts, and really cheap little gifts. If you want to look for something to take back to me from Mallorca, that might be a place for you to look at. Where we are is just 50 meters from the roundabout that enters into Mallorca. Just across the road we've got the school, and just in front we've got Anita and Serena, and we're just walking into Palmanova. The roundabout here actually has the flags. It's actually a memorial. This roundabout is a memorial to the Guardia Civil officers that lost their lives in the explosion that occurred. So there was a bomb planted underneath their car. It's quite a long time ago now, but Anita and I certainly remember it. And that's a memorial to those Guardia Civil officers. We're just going to have a little walk down into Palmanova, and we're not going to have a big walk around Palmanova, at least I hope not. We've just had lunch. We just walked down to the front. It's a beautiful sunny day. The weather forecast for tomorrow is rain. We're due to be going down to Arenal. Hopefully the weather forecast is wrong, but I'm on my holidays now, so I don't really care. Heading down to the front?
Yeah, so do you want to...
So Serena's plan, and actually my plan, walk down to the front here. We don't have to wear masks anymore. It's not obligatory now from yesterday, from Thursday. I'm going to walk down to the front, have a little look at the sea, and then instead of turning right and going into Palmanova, we're going to turn left. We'll go past the little marina there, and see how we get back to the car, which is parked by the restaurant we've just eaten, VR Son Caliu. It's a lot less windy than it was the other night when we had a little walk around Palmanova. It was very windy then, very noisy, much calmer, and the temperature, I haven't seen an official temperature now, but it's probably 18 or 19 degrees. It really feels quite mild. We usually walk down on the other side. It's different walking on the left hand side. Just actually walking past this medical centre. This is the medical centre where you go, well, I went, Anita went, to get her driving lesson. Not driving lesson, driving licence. So just like in the UK, your driving licence has to be renewed every 10 years if you've got the one with a photo on. Photo ID cards are only valid for 10 years, and the same's true here. So we have to go there, and every 10 years we have to get a new driving license. If you're coming to live in Spain, the bad news is you're going to have to do a Spanish driving test. I'm glad I've never had to do a Spanish driving test. But because Spain is because the UK is no longer part of the European Union, and they don't recognise anymore the Spanish government doesn't recognise the UK driving licence. So if you're coming to live here, be prepared to do another driving test. It's another one of those benefits of Brexit. You might gather I'm a little bit anti-Brexit. So Sakana used to be on the left-hand side as you come down towards the sea. Now Sakana is on the right-hand side, and we've got 2 Japanese type restaurants. I'm looking directly in front of me and I'm seeing a catamaran, which looks like one of the pleasure boat type catamarans. Now, I haven't seen one of those yet this season, but that's what that looks like. I've not brought my other camera, so I can't get a close-up look at it, but that doesn't look like a private sort of yacht. That looks like a tourist sort of boat, and that would be a good signal that the tourist season has started. The big worry for people coming from the UK, at least for families coming from the UK, is that children over the age of 12 need to be double vaccinated to enter Spain, and that's causing all sorts of problems with people who are booking holidays, and the hoteliers here are furious about it. They're lobbying the government and saying, you've got to change this rule because it could be devastating to our family holidays this summer. My feeling is that the government's going to do something about it. And here's a sign. We were only here just a couple of days ago, and this fencing wasn't here. They're obviously going to be doing a lot of work on the promenade to fix, if you look at the floor here, the floor is badly broken up and needs repair, and it looks as though that's exactly what they're going to do. It's Friday afternoon, and there's already lots of people on the beach. The sun's about to set in the next hour and a half or so, and we're going to take a walk this way. I think Luna may have made a little stop at the children's park. Anita and Serena have taken a seat just to overlook the children's park, so I think we might have a little bit of a pause, but then we're going to head in the direction of the port and walk along the coast that way. So I just brought myself a different selfie stick while we were in the Chinese shop, and it's a little bit longer, so I'm going to put you up in the sky and you can look from way above. So this is the marina of Palmanova. It's only a little marina, there's not many boats here. Quite a few jet skis, more jet skis than anything else, and I suppose that's what you would expect here in Club Nautico de Palmanova. A few little boats. But we're going to walk around the headland here, and we're not sure whether we can make it with a pushchair, so we're going to have to try that out. But if we walk around the apartments here and then past the Ponent Mar hotel, there's quite a nice little promenade that just goes behind the hotel and gives you a different perspective, a different view of Palmanova, which is behind us. So we're just taking really quite a different walk around. On the left hand side we've got the ROC Portanova apartments. Somebody on one of the comments actually said that they were going to be staying there. Well, this is where it is, and you're right on the edge of Palmanova, the lively end of Palmanova, and you're just not far from Son Caliu. And Son Caliu has got restaurants, it's got bars, so there's lots going on around here. And Luna's sounding a little bit lively.
Vamos!
Vamos indeed!
Vamos!
Let me put you up in the sky so you've got a better view.
Do you know what she likes? Echoes. That's why she's doing it. It's the echo.
Right, we're going to just walk up around the roads here. I'll turn the camera off until we get past the Ponent Mar. But we're going to pass Yaya's, which is an apartment block, and then up towards the Ponent Mar. Ponent Mar, it's actually a part hotel, 4 stars. It's actually very nice. It's a place that I've been to in the past. Never stayed there, but I've had meals there and we've had functions there. And just to the right there's this pathway, which I've only in the last couple of years discovered. But if you fancy a little quiet walk, somewhere a little bit different to go. What I didn't know was there's a few steps. Are we going to cope with these, do you think?
If we can go, if there's none up the other side, then yes.
We won't know until we get there.
Right,
let's give it a go.
Let's go down the steps with Nana.
We can always carry. So there's a few steps down, and I suppose what we should have done was watch our earlier video when we've done this walk, and we would have known about the steps up and the steps down. Luna is doing a great walk with Nana, and Savannah's having a bumpy ride down. But when we get down there, it is fairly flat, and it does give us really nice views of Palmanova.
Going down is fine because there's no.
Just coming down, we can see that the catamaran isn't actually moving, so I'm a bit curious whether it is actually a tourist catamaran. Maybe it's one that's on a contract hire for a particular day trip. And now the path goes along here. It's there's been a little bit of degradation and a little bit of damage done, and apparently this has been done over years, but the path itself is fenced off. Hola, buenas tardes. You can see here it mustn't be very safe, but it's safe to walk around the side. Yes, they've lost the walk there. And there's that view I'm talking about of Palmanova. It really is quite a spectacular bay. And you can actually see all the 3 Palmanova beaches. So there's the first one, and then the second one, which takes you up through the Santa Lucia, and then the San Matias. It's the 11th of February 2022, and the temperature is wonderful. I can't tell you exactly what the temperature is, but it feels as though we're in a comfortable 20 degrees or so. I'm just getting a little bit concerned because I've seen a few steps down here. There's a lot of going down, and we've got a pushchair. I think those steps might actually be into the hotel. So this is the Ponent Mar Hotel, which is to my left as we walk down this little hill, and in front of it it's got this fantastic view. To the right we've got Palmanova, and directly in front of where I'm walking now is Arenal and Calablava and the beautiful bay. A few steps there if you want to actually go down to the water. The gates open to the hotel, but we're going to walk around. Unfortunately there are no steps. Might be a little bit of a push to go up the hill for Serena, but I'm sure she'll make it. And as we go around this side, we've got some more beautiful little bays to look at, right round through, in fact, to Vietas in the distance. And just over, directly in front, hidden by the trees, we've got the Ponta Negra Hotel and the Mar de Val. So if you want a little bit of something special, Ponta Negra, very special hotel, very nice, and the Mar de Val could be even more special, 5-star hotel where you'll find superstars staying. A little bit outside our price bracket, I'm afraid. One day, I might have to take my tie off. I've come straight from school today, so I've still got I've taken my jacket off, but I've still got my tie on. And I don't know if you can see my tie, but it's red and black. It's the Real Mallorca tie. I wear my Real Mallorca tie when they win. Unfortunately, I don't wear it often enough at the moment. Last year I was wearing it all the time. This year, only occasionally. They won last week. They've got another match on Monday night, and we're hoping for another win by Real Mallorca. But this is a lovely walk. It's a little bit up and down, but if you take your time, it's not too difficult, and gives you these wonderful, spectacular views, and some of the little bays that if you're staying in Palmanova you really perhaps wouldn't even know existed. I'll try and make this as a 360 video as well, so you get the opportunity to really have a good look around. Beautiful clear waters down there. Carry on round. My own feeling is this is a path that's little known and a little neglected, and the local council needs to do a little bit to spruce it up. But it is a beautiful walk. I'm just coming to a part that again has got one of these chicken wire fences because it's a little bit dangerous, and there's a few steps, so we have to help Serena up. So just bear in mind there are a few steps here which Serena's managing to negotiate with her driving skills. I don't think we'd have the same skills with a pushchair as Serena does, but she's managing that quite well. As you can see, it does need a little TLC from the local council to repair this. It may not be the local council now. It may be Costas. The rules in Spain about who looks after what is a little bit more complicated. So when things get close to the sea, it's Costas that are responsible, and so maybe this isn't Calvi County Council but Costas that need to be doing the work. I'm not sure about that, and maybe someone watching might have a little bit more information about who is actually responsible. We've got a few more steps, but this is it now, so I'm going to help Serena get up these steps, and then we're onto the road, so it's straightforward. Savannah just having a quick yawn. She's opened her eyes, she's wide awake. So we made it really to the top of the steps, and it's pretty much downhill now to where we've parked the car at the Maison Son Caliu. So for those who know the area, we're in the sort of area of the Villamar apartments. I get a bit confused about which one's which. There's Villamar 1 and Villamar 2, but there's also an apartment block here to the right which has another road which goes down to the sea. Someone mentioned the other day about coming out here, some regulars who come out here who go to Penny Lane. Penny Lane is a bar restaurant, and apparently they do a fantastic Sunday lunch. I can't say I've had it myself yet. It's one of the to-do lists. We've got so many things on our to-do list, but Penny Lane has come highly recommended by other people. I have actually eaten there. We've had a staff lunch there, so that's just around the corner here as well. So the road to the left would take you up to, well, take you up pretty much where we started on the path that took us around the Ponent Mar. And the road to my right would take you down to the beach, except there's a gate, and the gate's locked. Or at least every time I've been down there it's locked, so you can't actually get in. And as I walk a little bit further down, you might be able to see on my left is the bar Penny Lane. So that's where, if you fancy a Sunday lunch, roast beef, Yorkshire pud, all that sort of thing, then Penny Lane is the place for you, I am told. It's not one I've been to. It's open now, there's people in there having a drink, having something to eat maybe. And yeah, I've been there and thoroughly enjoyed my time there, so I only had a drink and some tapas type things, but we certainly had a great time. So advertising board says that they do breakfast, they have daily specials, and the thing that they're really famous for is their Sunday lunch. They also do fish and chips. So if you fancy fish and chips, that's a place. That was not meant to be a pun. Place, oh never mind. A place to go to. We're almost back to where we started. We're almost back to Maison Son Caliu, and it's not so interesting around here. So I'm going to switch the. I'm just going past the Hotel Son Caliu. And Luna's found a little park. She can go and play on the swings or the slide, or just generally climb around. But we're pretty much back at Maison Son Caliu, which is where we had lunch. Well, Luna's playing in the park and we're almost back at the car, so thank you very much for watching. We've had a wonderful menu del dia at Maison Son Caliu. We've had a nice walk around the headland, and Luna's having fun in the park before we go on our way home. Thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye.
My students told me, don't forget to say like and subscribe. Bye for now. Bye.